Hey y'all, Chatelle Red, the grown dance teenager here. And today we watching a documentary. It's called Rikers Island in American Jail. It's just about ex-inmates that was on Rikers Island telling their story. So you know me, I will confirm or deny and put my 2 cents in where I feel a more explanation is needed. You feel me? Here we go. The music sounds spooky. The music sounds eerie.
Before you hit the bridge, it says, "Welcome to Rikers Island." And then you go on the bridge, and it's just like, it was the daytime, but it felt dark.
When they start to drive across the bridge, I realized how long it was. And I could see Rikers Island as we came over the hill.
I'm just going across the bridge and I'm just looking at it and I'm just like, the whole time shaking my head in disbelief.
On that bus, is so much stuff going through my mind, but the main thing is just that hoping that I do make it out.
It looked grim, like it looked like a monster. Like we were about to go into the belly of, a beast.
Real quick, can I tell y'all, the way he was describing that his feeling going over that bridge, how it felt dark and all that, it does, even for the COs. So imagine feeling like that over and over again, because every day on your way to work, that's how you felt, because it was like you just never know what type of day you're gonna have. You never know what's gonna happen.
New York City is, to me, the greatest city on earth. But when you look across that bay onto Rikers Island, that's not living, that's just existing. I felt like I wasn't. I felt like I'm here and nobody cares.
My name is Ismael Nazario from Brooklyn, New York. September 28, 2006, I was arrested for robbery. I was actually on my way to school. I was like, you know what, when I get to Atlantic Avenue, I'm gonna walk by the park to see who's in the park. Big mistake. The first 2 cops that got out the car, they drew their guns on me. They said, this kid got, I was like, well, a robbery just happened. This kid got hurt pretty badly, and you fit the description. I'm standing there with all these police standing, surrounding me, but I'm standing there confident, though, because I know that I didn't do it. I wasn't even over here. So the cop peeks his head into the driver's side window. He peeks his head back out. He said, yeah, that's him, lock him up.
When I first got there, it was almost like flying over the Bermuda Triangle. Like, once you're there, it's easy to get there, but it's hard as hell to get out.
Once you get there, you find out that it's actually just as bad as people say that it was.
There's this distinct smell of Rikers Island. It's like a mix of bleach, dirt, and grime. The bars, it look dirty and dusty, and the cells look nasty.
It's definitely an acquired taste, that Rikers Island, that jail, period. because when I was in the academy and they took us to the jail for the first day, like when you walked in, it's a smell. You know how hospitals have a hospital smell? Like Rikers Island jail has a jail smell. And it was stink. And like he said, it was all dirty and dingy. And when I did OJT, like you see people eating on post and all that. And I was like, how are they eating in here? Eating in here in the dorm area. Like it stinks. But after a while, you get immune to that shit. You don't even smell it no more. For real. It don't look as dirty to you no more. You know, and at times you sit on post and eat out there with all the inmates walking around. You sitting there eating your food. It's like you just get immune to it, for real.
Officers just said, for all of you who've been here, you already know what to expect. For those of you who have not been here before, this is your first time, tie your pants.
They got us inside the door, closed the gate behind us, unshackled, took the cuffs off, sent us in a room. They came in, strip searches, which was just like crazy to me because this is my first time ever getting strip searched in a room full of men. And it just was like, I couldn't believe this was happening.
Oh man, the worst part is just the strip press, having another man tell you to lift your nuts up, spread your ass and all that, get butt ass naked, lift your arms up. You think about that, man, oh my God, I never want to go back to that.
Coming off the streets, never been in an environment like that, just thrown in basically to the wolves. I was scared.
You walk in, you're in between these two doors, you see like this gate, and then on the other side of that is the day room, and then there's other adolescents on the other side. They're looking through the gate, and their mind, it's like, oh, we got a victim or, fresh meat.
So a bunch of these, kids just start ganging up on the door, and I'm looking at them, and I'm looking at myself. I was like, these not kids, these is men. Some people don't make it past the door. I made it to my bed at least.
He ain't lying, like how they be on that gate, and some people don't make it past the door. Some dudes be scared to death. And first, let me say this. Anybody who say they first time in jail, they wasn't scared, they're lying. They're absolutely lying. Because everybody is scared on the first day. You don't know what to expect. And a lot of times, people come in and they see niggas on the gate like that, and they immediately get scared. And they like this, nah, I can't go in there. And you like, what? What do you mean you can't go in there? Nah, I can't go in there, CO, I can't live here. How you know? You didn't even go inside yet. Like, they just be so scared. They rather stay in the intake for days and days and days rather than go and be inside the housing area. It's sad to see. Like sometimes you gotta really threaten them. Like, listen, bro, you gotta go inside. Or you gotta call the captain, then the captain gotta come and get them and take them back to the intake. It could be a use of force. Like we have to force them inside the house. And then, you try to talk to them and let them know, bruh, this don't look good for you. Like, you already looking scared. You shook. You already done messed up. Now they know you scared. Now they gonna really get you.
I went to Rikers Island with a friend of mine, and he had already been back and forth to Rikers Island, and this was my first experience. And when I got into the day room of the house where we was at, my friend was with me, luckily. And we were sitting there talking, and all of a sudden I seen him stand up and walk to the corner of the day room. And I couldn't understand what was happening. And when I turned around, there were two guys coming to take my sneakers. I assumed that my friend and we were going to fight together, but it was just me fighting at the time. They wound up getting one of my sneakers, and I black eye and busted lip and everything. And after it was over, I went to him and I said, what happened? And later on that night, he bought me back my other sneaker, and he said to me, he said, I had to know that you could stand up for yourself before I stand up for you. And so that was my induction into the way things ran on Rikers Island.
My name is Damian James Stapleton. I'm 29 years old. I grew up in the Bronx, and I moved immediately to Harlem to live with my grandmother. My mom was addicted to crack cocaine, and she would always be gone. I was abused as a kid in pretty much any way you can think of, you know. My grandmother would beat me. I have scars to this day in my head from my grandmother, like, abusing us, you know, physically, just from being under the influence of alcohol. I remember my mother coming, you know, just popping up, taking us out. She had money. She went to buy us some clothes one time, and we went to the store, and she bought us some clothes, and she was like, you know, take those clothes off. And I must have been about 4 or 5. And we took the clothes off to put the new clothes on, and she seen the webs on us that my grandmother had put on us and the marks from beating us so much. And she wanted to do the right thing. She took us to the hospital. But I guess when she got there, it was so overwhelming for her. She left, and she never came back. My mental disorder diagnosis is unspecified personality disorder, mind and mood disorder, and anxiety disorder. I knew something was wrong with me because I could never sleep at night. One night I couldn't sleep, and there was this guy just talking. He just came in. So I asked this guy to be quiet numerous times, and we got into a disagreement about the noise. So I felt like I wanted to get him in the morning. When the morning came, being that he was up talking all night, he was sleeping when they opened up the cells. I went to his head with the sock and the batteries.
I didn't want to take psych medication because I felt like that was tantamount to using drugs, street drugs. So I refused all medications. I wouldn't take any. I don't think people should be drugged up or beat or deprived of food because that's what they used to do. I think that sometimes you just need a shoulder to lean on, or someone to talk to, or someone to cry to, because it's like you're letting out a whole load. There was no one to talk to.
The treatment that I saw for people with mental health issues came from both sides of the wall, meaning the employees and the correction officers, as well as the inmates. They were abused and treated so disgustingly that my stomach would turn. You would see them in the reception holding cells, and they'd be in there playing and eating roaches. Or they'd be in there taking their sandwich and wiping it on the floor before they eat it. You know, or they're sitting there playing around the toilet bowl. I watched this one guy piss on a mental health dude laying in his bed. Like, literally just walk up to him and just take out his dick and start pissing on him. When you see people like this, you would say to yourself, damn, leave that guy alone.
That's why they have mental observation housing, MO housing, for the mentally ill, the ones that are diagnosed. Because a lot of times the inmates would do stuff like that to them, or they will manipulate them and make them do stuff for them. You know what I mean? Make them do stuff that they shouldn't be doing.